Story named The Watcher in Cabin 13. My name is Eliza Harper, and what I'm about to share happened to me in the fall of 2021. I've never spoken about this publicly before, not because I'm afraid of being called crazy, but because part of me still doesn't believe it really happened. And yet, the nightmares haven't stopped. It all started when I booked a solo weekend getaway to a remote cabin near Deep Creek Lake, Maryland. I've been working 70-hour weeks, burnout, and needed to unplug. No phone, no internet, just trees, silence, and solitude. The listing on Airbnb called it Cabin 13, nestled deep in the woods, far from the nearest town. The host sent me a friendly message. Welcome. Just a heads up. There's an old shack on the edge of the woods nearby. Locals say it's cursed or haunted or something. Total nonsense, but best to stay clear just in case. I thought it was a joke, maybe some small town folklore. I even laughed about it with my friend before leaving. If only I had listened. I arrived late Friday afternoon. The cabin was rustic, creaky and freezing, but charming in an eerie kind of way. The woods around were dense and unusually quiet. No birdsong, no rustling leaves, just silence. That night, I couldn't sleep. Around 2:17 a.m., I woke up suddenly. My heart was pounding for no reason. I turned toward the window and froze. A figure stood just beyond the glass. Still, silent, watching. It was too dark to make out the face, but I could see the outline, tall, hunched, like someone wearing a long coat. I scrambled to turn on the lamp. In that split second, it vanished. I ran outside with a flashlight, but there was no one there, except footprints. Fresh ones, leading right up to my window. The next day, I tried to convince myself it was a dream. Maybe I had sleep paralysis. Maybe it was an animal. But I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. That evening, while reading in the living room, I heard something. No, someone walking outside. Slow, deliberate footsteps crunching to the fallen leaves. When I rushed to the window, again, nothing, until I noticed it. A figure, barely visible, standing between the trees. Same height, same shape, just staring, not moving. I closed all the curtains, locked every door. At 1:55 a.m., a loud thump echoed through cabin. It came from the front door. I didn't move. Then, something slid under the door. A plain, unmarked envelope. My hands were shaking as I picked it up and opened it. Inside was a single piece of paper, handwritten in shaky letters. You shouldn't have come here. Eliza. They never left. I felt my blood go cold. They knew my name. I hadn't told anyone where I was going except one friend, and even she didn't know the cabin number. I grabbed my phone, but it wouldn't turn on. Dead, even though I charged it fully before the trip. I didn't sleep at all that night. The next day, I packed my bags and decided to leave. But when I got to my car, every tire was slashed. Not just flat, shredded. No reception. No signal. I was trapped. That night, things got worse. I lit the fireplace and tried to stay calm. Around 2:03 a.m., the cabin temperature dropped drastically, my breath visible in the air. Then the lights flickered, and I heard it, a child's laugh, faint, distant, but unmistakable. Then scratching from every window, every wall, every door, like fingernails dragging across the wood. I grabbed the fireplace poker and backed into a corner, trying to convince myself I was imagining it. But then my phone lit up, even though it was dead. A video started playing. It showed me, sleeping in the cabin, filmed from outside the window. And in the corner of the frame, that figure, tall, silent, watching me. I screamed and dropped the phone. The video kept playing, but the figure moved. Its head snapped toward the camera, and then the feed cut to static. I don't remember falling asleep, but somehow I woke up on the floor near the front door. The sun was up. My phone was off again, but this time completely dead. No response to charging. I walked 5 miles through the woods until I got a signal. A ranger picked me up and drove me into town. When I told the local sheriff what happened, he went very quiet. Then he said, "You were staying in Cabin 13? That place was shut down back in the 80s. A family disappeared there. Never found. Locals say it's haunted. You shouldn't have been able to book it. It's not even listed anymore. I showed him the Airbnb listing. It was gone, not deactivated, deleted, as if it never existed. Back home, I try to move on, but the nightmares won't stop. I see the figure in my dreams. I hear the scratching on my bedroom walls. And sometimes when I wake up, there's a video on my phone of me sleeping and the sound of a child laughing.